just your availabilities? It sounds like you're getting a bunch of them back. How about Kai, Sammy, etc.? Where are they all at?
Yeah, Kai's back, Sammy's back, Andreas is back, so that's all positive. Stevie's out, and I think that was about it.
The injury with Stevie, how long are you thinking that'll have him out for? Obviously, handling him fun.
He's already running, so I would think probably not Wellington, but closer to MacArthur.
I guess Stevie's been one of your most key performers throughout the season. Vidi, how do you go about plugging the hole at the base of the midfield that he leaves?
Yeah, Stevie's been pretty consistent for us. He's had some really good games, and we've got a couple of options. Probably got three options, and we had a look at a couple of those this week. So we'll make a final decision tomorrow morning.
It wouldn't have dreamed of saying this a few months ago, but with Andreas coming back, you've almost got now almost too many bodies in that attack with all the veterans that you got coming in there with Maxi and Lecky and Tilio back in there. Can Andreas, how long is he good for, and how do you go fitting him back in?
To be honest, he's pretty fit, and he's naturally got that aerobic conditioning anyway. So he said he was going to be ready last week, and he felt that he was ready, but we thought we'd give him another week. So he hasn't skipped a beat at training for a few weeks now. So you never know, because the game is always going to be a little bit different. The intensity of the game is going to be completely different from the training. So we'll see how he goes, and again, it's a decision whether we start him or whether he comes off the bench. What's going to be best suited for us?
I mean, derbies are always high stakes, but third versus fourth, there's a point between the two of you. The table's so tight. I imagine you don't have to do too much to rev these guys up. How have you handled it?
No, Anna, it's right. You don't need any motivation for a game like this, regardless of where you are on the table, and we know it's pretty tight. Win either way gives you a little bit of a cushion, and it's been a strange season, really, because I think I've mentioned many times that everyone can beat anyone on any given day. Besides our first derby, where they absolutely smashed us for the first 30 minutes, we've been in the rest of that game, and we had a majority of the last game as well. So, and that was pretty tight. Could have gone either way. So, I'm just expecting a big crowd, like it should be for a game like this. And everyone going out 100 miles an hour, trying to win and trying to win every ball. I think that's what it's going to be like anyway. So we're looking forward to it.
You mentioned you don't need to get the players up for this game. Do you notice Jamo when he's assisting you? Does he get a bit more perked up for a game like this?
He's perked up all the time. I've got to get him off the Red Bulls. No. It's amazing that once you sort of cross that playing line to the coaching line, how you don't. I wouldn't say you get mellow, but you're a little bit more around more things rather than just looking after yourself. So to be honest, he's been great. He's been really measured in the way he delivers sessions, measured in the way he talks to players, and he's been around as a player a long time, so he's still very fresh coming out of the change room anyway, so always knows when to poke, when not to poke, and everyone knows he's been really stern in some of his messaging also this week as well. So I think everyone knows it's a big game anyway. You don't have to think too hard about, getting yourself up for a game like this. We always ask them to motivate themselves, regardless of the game anyway. So this one's always a little bit easier.
Vinny, as you've mentioned several times this season about how every side can beat everyone, do you think that'll extend into finals? Because when you look at the history of the league, only once as a side won the competition from, I think, outside the top three, and that was victory in fourth. Do you think this is the season where we could see a side coming from sixth or fifth?
That's a good question, Joey. But yeah, you never know. And everyone says that, at the end of the home and away finals are a different kettle of fish. There's a little bit more tension within the groups. There's a lot more at stake. When there's a one-off game, either teams play freely or teams play with their hands shackled. So yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen. But I think this year everyone is capable of causing upsets, whether you're first or if it's a finals, for example, and whether you're sixth. So it's been one of those seasons, a little bit like it was last year. Had we done better in the final against Victory, who knows where we would have finished up after coming sixth in the season. So every game is different.
Just Mitch Langerack, since he's come in, I think Victory have won 3 out of 4. How much does having a big keeper like that out the other end, such a quality keeper, emphasise the need to be so precise in attack, which hasn't always been, I guess, your strength this season?
No, you're right, and he's been a great inclusion into the competition. He's an experienced guy. He's been around for a long time, played at a high level. But in saying that, I thought Jack Duncan has probably had a really breakout season. He's been fantastic this season. So it was always going to be a difficult decision, but they made that one pretty early. So he knew what was happening. But yeah, we got to be better again. I thought we took another step forward, a better step forward last week in and around the front third. And when you got quality players coming back into the team, Lecky around the area, Tilio around the area, the dynamics obviously change. So yeah, we're again looking for improvement in that area.
Did you ever have Mitch in your junior national team's video, or did your paths not cross there?
No, not in the juniors, with the senior team.
And Biddy, also wanted to ask, we were afforded the chance to have a conversation with John Moss, the head of referees, earlier in the week, and he mentions that a few clubs have reached out seeking clarification surrounding crowding of goalkeepers, and that's been a tactic that teams have employed against Pat Beach this season. Is that an area that you've reached out to the referees department to get some extra protection or clarification on surrounding those sort of tactics?
No, we've reached out on a number of occasions for some other issues, and in those areas there, we just got to be stronger. We've got to be a lot more physical, and that part of the game has obviously changed. Once upon a time, goalkeepers, you used to look at a goalkeeper and the referee used to give a free kick. So it's not happening these days anymore. So we just have to deal with it. We have to be better with it. Beachy has to be stronger in those moments, and us as collective have to be a lot stronger in those areas anyway.